Hi guys, welcome back and welcome to another episode of cycling the streets of Blackpool. At the moment I am crossing Newton Drive, so I've crossed from Devonshire Road onto Whitegate Drive. The street we're looking at up there is Church Street. Church Street is already on the streets of Blackpool series. If we're carrying right back there, that is Devonshire Road where I've just walked. That is Newton Drive. That is the number 3 sports bar. And now we are heading down Whitegate Drive. That little building there, what you're looking straight at, used to be public toilets when I was little. And that little terrace block behind them is the block where Whitegate Drive and Church Street meet. We've got number 3 chippy there. Good chips from there. Citizens Advice Bureau. Some little cottagey buildings. Some shops on the other side. Coming up now to a little street on the right is Leamington Road. I almost rented a house there many years ago. On the left we've got Hair by the Lounge, that looks very posh, and Bryan Road. That is the Ivory Dental Care, that is my dentist. The Ivory insurance is really good, just a few pounds a month, and it's super cheap and you get really good cover. On the right is Leeds Road, and that cafe bar Dinner's Ready. Food there is really good. Well, it was years ago because I used to eat there a lot years and years ago. I've probably not been there for over 20 years ago. Oh, let me get away from that noise. I hope that doesn't copyright my video. Let me just pull the bike around here. I hate that when just you get random or a horrible noise coming from a car stereo and you get copyright claim slapped on your video because of somebody else's music choice. Although I use the term music very loosely. What you're looking at there is Mere Road, and the road down here is Forest Gate. So I'm just going to walk across here and let that noisy car go past. That used to be a little church hall there, because I used to do, when I used to do kickboxing, that used to be where I did my kickboxing lessons, because I did low guard kickboxing for a few years. I was never that good, by the way. That's Hornby Road, what we're looking at up there. Hornby Road is already on the streets of Blackpool series. We are back on track, going down Whitegate Drive. So I'm just going to get my bike on the road again and jump on it. Just watch out for these cars, so I can just on the left there is the Nice local, or nicer, how it's supposed to be pronounced. Used to be Sainsbury's, but before that it was a garage. On the right is Reeds Avenue, on the left is Bellevue, and that's probably where I'll go and get my steak in a couple of weeks, if they do steaks. The next 2 roads we're coming up to now is, on the left is Newcastle Avenue, on the right is Palatine Road. Got a little Domino's there. Oh, look at that, 50% of everything when you collect. Oh look, there's a nice little gap there. Let's have a look in that gap. Can we remember what stood there? Because right now there's nothing. What do you think they'll put there, folks, in that gap? Something. Probably a building that's got like 20 teeny tiny little flats in there. When I was little, almost all of Whitegate Drive was taken up by these beautiful big houses. On the right we've got Gainsborough Road, and then Shaw's Depository. On the left, Breck Road. Shaw's Depository building now is now Blackpool Tile and Bathroom Centre, but it was Michael's Indian restaurant for a while, and I always wanted to go there, but I just never ended up being able to make it. We've got Mayor Road on the right and Kensington Road on the left. Yeah, it was a little expensive at Michael's place, but when I say expensive, I don't mean expensive in the overpriced sense. It was very fairly priced, but just out of range for a pauper like me. On the right we've got Portland Road, on the left we've got Melbourne Road. See the shops there. It's very quaint around here, I think, and I mean that in the fully complimentary sense. I've just got to be careful here because there's cars coming alongside and I've got to go past this big gigantic wagon. We've got Gorse Road on the left and St Albans Road, I think. I'm probably wrong. On the right, and Wee Chippy, they have good chips. I've been there a few times. The food there is really good. I'm trying to notice everything. I'm sure I'm missing. Oh, what's up? Something's falling off my bag. I think I've dropped something, or I've cycled over something. It's like, let me just check I've got everything. Yeah, I've got that. There's like a dead coat hanger on the floor, and as I cycled over it, it kind of pinged, and it made me think I'd dropped something, but I haven't, because all my pockets are still zipped up. But I thought something had fallen off, so I just had to check that I still had my phone and my MP3 player and my bank card. Excuse me, my throat's getting really dry now. Oh, look at that. New Villas on that sign, and it says 1879. It's weird to think those houses there that have probably got, well, almost definitely got Wi-Fi in there and all that lot, and all mod cons, and they all have. When they were built, most of them probably didn't have electric back then in 1879. I saw a video on YouTube, because occasionally I'm into like history videos, and I saw a video on YouTube and it was showing you like early electrics in houses, and pretty much every socket was connected to the light socket. Your lights were the only like electrical thing. They didn't have wall plug sockets, and a lot of things were just like plugged into the hole where the light socket goes. So I guess plugs weren't that safe back then. I mean, I do know now that our British plugs are pretty much the safest in the world. I actually recently watched a video about plugs, like a nerd video about plugs and how they work, and they explained about how the British plugs, yeah, they are the safest plugs in the world, unless anybody has the same kind of plugs that we do, in which case their plugs will be equally as safe. But yeah, our plugs are much safer than the American plugs, apparently. And we're still on Whitegate Drive. Cycled past the old Glenroyd Hospital site, which is now the new health centre, whilst I was talking about plugs. And I was born in Glenroyd. Most folks my age in Blackpool were born in Glenroyd, I think. Even though I technically wasn't a Blackpool baby, because my mum came over from Nelson, so I could be born in Blackpool, and went back to Nelson. Right, we are still on Whitegate, but we've had to stop at these lights, so we'll just cross Conda Grove and Knowsley Avenue. and get to the end of Whitegate Drive. There we go. We can go now. We are green for go. So excuse me, I'm getting a bit sniffly and my throat's getting a bit dry. I feel like I need to drink about a gallon of water or something like that. That's the old Elmsley School building. We've just passed on the left, or you probably didn't see it in the video. It looks like a magnificent old house. It's all apartments now, but the actual main school building itself, it looks like something out of a gothical movie. I remember as a kid I always wanted to go there. All the little girls, they had these little like purple bowler hats and these adorable little blazers, and I just wanted to go into Elmsley, but no, I got shafted when my mum just stuck me in the Sink Comprehensive. That was Palatine. Did not have fun there, hated it there. Well, to be fair, there were some good teachers in my first 3 years, and I did enjoy my first 3 years, but my last 2 years I was just pretty much relentlessly bullied, and some of the teachers actively joined in, and they didn't seem to remotely care about whether you understood the work or not. It just was an awful place for me to be. I hated every second of my last 2 years there. And I'm just a little bit too young. I missed out on the 11 plus. I think by 2 years I missed out, because I think my sister, she was 2 years ahead of me at school, and I think she missed out by a year. But yeah, I'm fairly confident I would have passed that, because at primary school I was one of the top kids in maths and English. I was really good as a kid. Don't know what went wrong as an adult, but as a kid I was one of the smart kids of the class. Definitely, I was really good at English, but in maths I was like considered super smart. Half the stuff I could do when I was 10 and 11 I can't remember how to do now. But the important math stuff, you know, in real life, like percentages and stuff like that, I'm really good at. Oh, we're passing now the Saddle. And that is Pessinall Road round the corner. That used to be my childhood stomping ground. That I used to live round the corner from the Boar's Head. And St Paul's Churchyard, that is where we used to play as kids. We'd just play on the grass surrounding the graves. Never were worried, never thought it was creepy or anything. We would just play in the graveyard. Oh gosh, my knees. I have come way further than I was going to come. I've come way past my home because I wanted to get all of Whitegate Drive in for you guys. Whitegate Drive finishes here on this big junction. I'm just going to jump on my bike now as it curls around here, because I don't want to head on the 8583 and go towards the M55. So yeah, we'll jump off here. And at the end there we've got Preston New Road going left. That little street that's running off to one side is Newhouse Road. The little street that runs alongside that is, I think, Sedberg Avenue. And we've got Waterloo Road and I think Vicarage Lane. I don't think I've missed anything. Look, that's where the Oxford Square allotments are. I'd love an allotment, but in reality, I'm saying that in reality I probably wouldn't, because I doubt I'd have the time to take care of it and give it the amount of care it needed or deserved. Hard work allotments. If you want, my dad used to have one years ago when I was little. He grew some great veggies on it, and if you really want a good allotment, seeing what my dad did, it's a lot lot of work. It's not something you can just visit once a week and pour a bit of water on. They have those markets as well where you can sell your fresh stuff. Because I went to one with a friend once. It wasn't for those allotments, it was... Well, I can't remember where it was. I think it was somewhere towards St Anne's or Lytham. But it was when all these allotment people all came to sell their like freshly grown organic potatoes. And yeah, you pay a little bit more for the stuff, but I don't mind that because A, you're helping somebody's, what is effectively a small business, and B, you are getting true quality, and they are a lot nicer. But when I was tiny, my dad used to grow veggies in our back garden because we had a gigantic back garden, and I just remember he grew cabbages and cauliflowers and how big they were. And whilst I was never a fan of cauliflower, I always quite like cabbage. His veggies look nicer than any of the veggies in the shops. But me and my sister used to pinch the peas off, the little pea pods off, the little pea vine, plant thing, whatever you'd call it, and we just used to eat them because they were just totally delicious. We'd just yank them off the little vine and eat them. Anyway, I've just realised how long this video's getting. So if you're still with me at the end of this long video, thank you so flipping much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and I shall see you all in the next one.